Okay, you saw the title. As you may or may not know, Toy Story 5 is coming out next year. I don't want to judge anything about it now because there's not even a trailer or anything like that. The real question is, do we need a Toy Story 5? No. Will I show up whenever it comes out? Yeah, most likely. But that's not really the point of like if it's like necessary. More so about like the plot details and like what we like know as of like with information coming out. And one of the biggest plot details that we've had for a while now, but we've been getting like more like looks and more leaks of, is the main antagonist, or I guess like one of, I'm assuming, because just to divulge into this here, the main villain for this is an iPad. It turns out they're dealing with iPad kids now. Right, but the point of this video is that I guess the secondary antagonist of this movie is going to be Buzz Lightyear. That's right, but not just our Buzz Lightyear, an army of Buzz Lightyears that are like factory made and they're like kind of like on a default setting. Yeah, that's cool. Buzz Lightyear army. Woo! And the reason why I'm just like need to like kind of like talk about this is because I've been thinking about this ever since the reveal, and I don't know about you, but I just think that like look, I'll be real here. Buzz Lightyear is one of my favorite characters in Toy Story. He's like Buzz and Woody is like my favorite is my favorite like dynamic duo in Pixar. If not for Lightning and Mater, it definitely is them. I think in terms of story and like character writing, I really think Buzz Lightyear gets the short end of the stick here, especially in later films, because I think a lot of people's love for Buzz Lightyear and just his whole personality and like the quote unquote like gimmick of the character is the fact that, you know, he's like this like spaceman, you know, he thinks he's a real space ranger thing. And, you know, I think for Toy Story 1, it really worked well because that was like his whole character arc of realizing that he's a toy and he's not like a spaceman, you know. And it is funny, you know, there's good bits in that movie, and that's kind of like the whole point, the fact that he is a toy. And, you know, with the ending of whole you can't fly and you're not a flying toy, and it's good, it's nice. And then we get into Toy Story 2, which kind of does the same thing with Buzz, but not really. And this is why I really love 2, is the fact that they don't do the whole Buzz thinks he's a spaceman again. They do it with another Buzz Lightyear, to where this one doesn't have the whole realization of the fact that he's not a toy, but a space ranger. And I think it works well in this case, because we have our Buzz Lightyear kind of be like annoyed at this one and go like, man, was I really like this? And it's kind of funny to see, you know, like him kind of like deal with who he like used to be, and that's nice. Then we get to Toy Story 3, where we have kind of the same thing, but not really. Where whenever, you know, they're in the daycare, Lotso puts them on factory reset. And it's good there because he's an antagonist to where, you know, he's like evil, he's under Lotso's, you know, control. And along with that, later in the film, we have the Spanish mode Buzz, which is, you know, still a Space Ranger, but he's just Spanish mode. So, you know, that's cool. I like that. Toy Story 4, that's where things get bad. Where in this one, he just follows his buttons, like, you know, his voice lines, and it's not done well. I don't really know how to describe it. Maybe I might do a video when I do like a ranking of like all Pixar movies at some point. But in that movie, he's kind of just like, he still is Buzz. There's nothing like wrong with him, but he just follows all of his voice commands, which never was seen before and doesn't make sense at all. I remember seeing this one theory saying that whenever the TV crushed him in 3, he kind of like got a little bit like mixed up or whatever, which I don't buy, but I don't know, it's a decent theory. That's just a theory. But no, the point is, for Toy Story 5, I just think it's super lazy that for all 5 films, they have found a way to make Buzz be spaceman again, one way or another. If it's like a different Buzz, or, you know, some like plot convenience way, or just some sort of way. And I think here is kind of where it's starting to get really lazy and just kind of derivative at this point. Because like I stated for Toy Story 2, we already dealt with a different Buzz that believed he was a spaceman. So Here with the Lightyear army, we're kind of doing the same thing, but with like multiple bees. And I don't know, I just don't think that's like a very compelling thing to do, especially for a film like this, because I don't think Toy Story 5 should be made in the first place. But if we are, can we at least do like better ideas? Like there should be more like thought put into this. Like, I'm sorry, but if we're gonna have a leapfrog iPad as a villain, I think we could do more than just Buzz, but as spaceman, but evil again. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just wanted to complain about this because it's just been very annoying to see them do the same thing with Buzz for over 5 films. Like, after 2, you gotta... Sorry, no, after 3, you gotta give it a rest. I don't know. That's really about it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I mean, if you like this, then tell me. If you even think the idea of a Toy Story 5 is good, then tell me. I did see we are getting a Conan O'Brien character as a potty training toy. Remember whenever he was in Lego Batman 3?
My role in the game is to play Conan O'Brien, help people out who are having trouble, maybe need some guidance.
Here's the Slideways teleporter. Next stop, Batcave.